guys, it's me Sandra, TTC 45. It is a wonderful, beautiful, sunny day here in the state of Illinois. Although it's going to be a little bit cold today, only going to get up to 50. We've been getting spoiled with the high 60s and low 70s the last week, but the temperature's about to do a reversible change, but that is expected in the state of Illinois. I want to start this video off by thanking everyone who have been with me throughout my journey. Those of you who have been with me with Journey to Baby Pebbles, and with this journey to baby number 2. As you guys know from the last video, I have my BFP and I am so excited. I wanted to share that excitement with you guys when I first got the news. However, when I opened up the email to look at my beta results, I ended up dropping the phone. That's just how much the excitement overwhelmed me. I ended up dropping the phone, and when I picked it up to continue recording, I must have pushed the stop button, and the video stopped recording. So I didn't even know that the video was not still recording, and that is the reason why I had to just come out and say what the results were rather than show you guys as I was opening it up, because I just messed up the whole video. I just messed up the whole excitement about it, and because I already knew what the results was, I couldn't even rehearse the excitement that I was going through. So yes, I am very excited about that. I am praying that this little sticky bean sticks. I am on my way now to the RE for my beta number 2. You know, they usually like to have a second test done within 48 hours to 72 hours to make sure your levels are doubling. And today will be 72 hours because my 48th hour ended up on Sunday. And at my clinic, they don't do no type of lab results or lab tests on Sundays unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, for instance, if you're going through IVF and they have to know what your levels are that particular day, they will try to push it off. If it falls on a Sunday or a holiday, they will try to push it off past it. But it depends on that particular patient and their body. Like for me, for instance, you know, I used to just ovulate before I even get to the retrieval. So they had to kind of monitor me closely. That means that if they have to have me to come in on a Sunday, then that's what they would do. So yeah, I am very excited. I was a little nervous that things was not going to work out because again, you guys know that I've been having issues with my uterus for the last couple of months due to the PSN that still have not been resolved yet. But my OB told me, well, my ex-OB, because as you know, I'll be looking for a new OB. He told me that that can be resolved after I give birth, so it's not nothing that had to be done right away. So I was a little concerned about that, but I am very happy that the results came back positive. I'm praying the baby stays snug tight until birth so that I can take the last 3 in babies, which are all 4 AAs as well, and bless somebody else with a family. So I'm not sure, you know, how that's going to work. I explained to you guys before, I haven't had a chance to talk to the donor egg coordinator yet to see what they, you know, what their rules are regarding egg donation. If I can use somebody I know, if I can't use nobody I know, my question is, what if don't nobody ever use them? What do y'all do with them? You know, I don't want them discarded. So I have a lot of questions, and I don't think that I'm going to have that conversation with them until close to giving birth. So I don't know, you know, what my due date is at this point, because right now I'm just going through the phase of making sure that this is a viable pregnancy to start. You know, you still have to go through those first couple months before you reach viability. You got to get all the way to 24 weeks before you reach viability. But before you get to 24 weeks, you got to get through that first phase, and that's to make sure that there's a heartbeat and make sure the baby is implanted in a correct spot. So this is what I'm going for my monitoring appointments for now. So today will be beta number 2, and if the numbers have doubled, they should be over 564. That's what I calculated. If that's good, then they'll have me to come back probably next Monday for my first ultrasound and my beta number 3. My clinic usually only do 3 betas unless they have to do more for whatever reason. But after the 3rd beta, you really don't have to do any more blood work. They may check for other stuff like your thyroid or something like that. I believe they did that before they released me the last time, was to check my thyroid. However, the only thing that they're going to be checking as far as the ultrasound is concerned next week will be if they can find a little fetal pole. They look for the fetal pole, and that lets them know that the baby implanted correctly and it implanted in the right spot. Then they bring me back the following week for another ultrasound, and that's when they should be able to see the heartbeat. Once they see the heartbeat, then you graduate, you're done. My clinic, however, women that are over 40 years old, they typically like to continue to monitor you until you're 12 weeks. However, that also depends on your insurance, and my insurance does not allow me to continue to be monitored past the time that they saw the heartbeat unless there is something wrong. That will be the only way I'll be able to continue to be monitored up until 12 weeks. And that's because probably also if I would have used my own eggs, they may have approved me to continue to be monitored for up to 12 weeks, but maybe it's different if you use a younger donor egg versus your own older eggs. But they definitely did not approve me to be monitored until after they see the heartbeat. However, I ended up having a subchorionic hematoma at about 6 weeks. And if those of you who don't know what a subchorionic hematoma is, that's usually a little blood clot that develops underneath the placenta. And it can, enlarge itself, causing you to have vaginal bleeding. And if it's too much bleeding, the bleeding can cause the placenta to detach itself from the uterus. So at least REs like to monitor you closely when you have an SCH to make sure that, and that's because they did the work of helping you get pregnant, and they want to make sure that the baby stays implanted. Once you get out there to the OB, they're not going to monitor that. The only way they're going to monitor that is if you're far down in your months. If you're still within a 6 to 12 week zone, it's like, okay, it is what it is. That's normal. A lot of women end up getting subchorionic hematoma. The only thing I can suggest to you is to rest your pelvis, don't do any heavy lifting, and hopefully it'll resolve on its own. That's the type of attitude that the OBs usually have when it comes to subchorionic hematoma. So yeah, because of that, my RE was able to keep me an additional 2 weeks so that he could monitor me. Mine's pretty much bled out all at once. Once I had my first large bleed, I really didn't have any more. I had like little small, maybe brown bleeding for about a week or 2, and then it was totally gone. So every woman that get a SCH does not have the same outcome. So every woman is different, every pregnancy is different, so it just really depends on your body. So yeah, that will be the last of my visit with the RE, and will be the final of the visit with them, because I have no plans of implanting any more babies as long as this pregnancy make it to term. I have no plans of implanting any more babies. I just wanted to give Pebbles a sibling more close to her age. I'm hoping that this pregnancy does not turn out to be really harsh on my body, because when I first started this journey, those of you who've been on this journey with me since I started with Pebbles, I was age 45. I'm now age 48. So pregnancies can take a worse toll on your body the older you get. So I'm hoping that that don't happen with this case. I'm hoping that I don't plan for it to be smooth sailing, but hey, wishful thinking. Hopefully it could be smooth sailing. You just never know. Wishful thinking. So I'm praying that I can get this done, and I'll be okay. And yeah, I don't plan on telling a lot of people about this journey, but you guys are the first to know. And once I leave up out of my appointment, I'll also let you guys know how I plan to tell any additional friends and family. But at this moment, right now, all I can do is just celebrate the fact that I got a BFP, pray that the little baby stick, thank all you ladies for praying for me and sticking with me throughout this journey and sending me loads of love and baby dust. Keep the prayers coming, because I still gotta make sure that the baby is snugged in tight. And we're gonna take this journey together, ladies, okay? I'll be back after I leave the clinic. Okay, ladies, I'm back. You would not believe how crowded this clinic was today. I'm just not understanding why on earth do they schedule so many ladies at one time, knowing that they're following a social distancing guideline, and they're only allowing like 5 ladies in the office at a time. When I got there, there were at least 7 people, and the reason why I say people, because these were men and women, not just women. There were 7 people already social distancing out in the hallway waiting to be seen before I got to the end of the line. And they was only calling like one person every 10 minutes. That's how long it was taking to get up in there. Like every 10 minutes they was only calling one person. I didn't understand why was it going so slow. Everybody in that line was saying that they was there for blood work. How long does it take to take somebody's blood and move on to the next person? I don't understand that. Now this clinic has about 4 or 5 different offices. I'm not sure how many. And the other office that I went to before, I don't like going in that office because it's too far off the expressway and I always get lost trying to find it. But at least that office have you to sit in your car until they get to you. This office, they gotta do a much better job than this, because if you're gonna have people standing in the hallway that long, at least have some chairs out there. I mean, it's not like we're standing outside, so you can put some chairs in the hallway to allow people to sit down in chairs. I mean, that was just definitely inconvenience. Now, I go to so many different clinics. I've never went to a clinic that made me stand out there that long just to get up in there. You should not be having that many ladies coming in at the same time. I don't usually come this late. I usually come because my work schedule is at 8:30 in the morning, which remind me now I'm rushing to get home to sign in to work because I spend too much time up here. I wouldn't be rushing if I had not spent an hour up here just to get my blood drawn. So now I'm trying to get home so that I can log in on time. But my regular login time is at 8:30. So they usually have me come in at about 7:30, and I'm usually out of there no later than 7:45. Even after I have my little fan base stopping to see the baby pictures or anything, I still don't be in there no more than 15 minutes. This is the longest I ever waited in there just for a blood test. And then when I got back there, they had a nurse that I had never even seen before. Now, I do know that when they're down nurses, they will borrow nurses from the other locations. So that's not not normal for them. But she was just moving so slow, like she had all the time in the world. What she didn't understand is that you're back here. You don't see that line out there. You don't see how many people is standing out there waiting to get back here. You just, you just see the people that's sitting in the waiting area. It ain't that many people sitting in the waiting area because you don't allow that many people into the office. You need to look outside and see how many people are sitting out there. I don't know what happened to my regular nurse that's usually take my blood. She had told me that she was going to see me today, like she knew that this was going to work, and she was like, I'll see you on Monday, but she wasn't there. And this other nurse was just basically taking her time. I was just getting so impatient, I don't know what to say. Not because I was getting tired of waiting, but because I knew I had to get out of there and get to work. And I didn't understand what was taking so long just to get a blood draw. I actually but sent them a portal message while I was in the hallway trying to find out what was taking so long. And all they could say was that they apologized. They can only allow so many women in there at a time, which I knew that. But at the same token, sorry ladies, I'm trying to get this camera to focus right. At the same token, it shouldn't take that long to get somebody in there to take their blood and get up out of there. That's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad it's over with. I don't think I will be getting my results back at the normal time I usually get them back. I think they have like 2 pickup times for their specimens there. They have a pickup time at 9, and then I think they have another pickup time at 11. So if you don't have your blood drawn by 11, then you SOL, you have to come back at another day. But usually I'm there at around 7:30, so I usually make the first pickup time. Since I didn't get my blood drawn until after 9:30 this time, I won't get my specimen pickup till like 11. Therefore, I probably won't get my results until like after 3. Those who get the 11 o'clock pickup, they don't get the results back till after 3. So I'm gonna spend the whole day waiting on these results when I'm used to getting these results back early. But that's not gonna happen today. But hopefully this time I'll be able to record it the way I was trying to do the first time for you guys, so you guys can see me viewing the results at the same time. Now, one of the things that I was trying to say before I went into my appointment, I was talking about how I am going to let people know about this pregnancy. Now, you guys know with Pebbles, I did let you guys know first. Then I let, a lot of my close friends and maybe a couple relatives. Not a whole lot. I would say probably a handful of relatives on both my mom and my dad's side. And these were relatives that I trusted. So I let them in on the whole journey from the time that I decided I wanted to have another baby, and these were relatives that supported me from day one. Also, I let my kids know. They're all adults, so I feel like, my kids should know as well, so they won't be surprised, and I wanted them to be supportive as well. And as you guys recall, all but my oldest daughter was supportive of the idea of me having another baby. But of course, after the baby was born, she had a whole different attitude about it. Now, I'm going through this journey again, and I'm not quite sure my adult kids will be supportive with this journey like they was the first time. So I have no plans of telling them about me being pregnant. They would either have to overhear it from me, or they'll be noticing my stomach getting big and start asking questions, or they come across something. I don't have no pregnancy tests or anything in the house around. I'm trying to keep everything as discreet as possible. So do forgive me for the background noise from the videos, me being in my car. That is the best time for me to vlog, is when I'm not around my adult children, because they are very nosy. Even if I turn my radio up a little bit louder in the house, excuse me, in my room, they still gonna know something is up if she got the radio up. So from time to time, I'm hoping that I could sneak a vlog in my room with the door locked, and possibly in my bathroom with the door locked, and they won't hear me. But in my house, the vents talk. So I don't want my kids getting suspicious of this, because I have no plans of telling them. They're gonna learn when they don't have a choice to learn. Like my co-workers, for instance, they didn't know nothing about my pregnancy with Pebbles until my stomach started poking out, and that's when they started noticing something was wrong. And I don't have. I think I only have one relative that I may tell, and she's also the one of the relatives I told the first time. But I will not be telling the other relative. And the reason being is because even though I thought I can trust the other relatives, they still told other people. They may not have told many people, but all it takes for you to tell is one person, and that one person tell the next, and that one person, before you know it, everybody know about it. And it's not that I don't want people knowing about it, it's just that I want to be the one to tell them. I don't need you to go back and tell somebody something that's going on with me, unless I've given you that permission to do. And that's the problem that I have with people, is that they can't hold water for shit. They love to go and run and tell everything they see or hear. So I do not have any plans of telling no relatives at all. They gonna learn like everybody else when they don't have a choice. The issue with this pregnancy is that I won't be able to hide it as well as I did with Pebbles, because Pebbles, I didn't start getting big until right around fall into winter, and so it was easy to wear big thick clothes and people can't tell nothing. Where with this pregnancy, I would start showing around springtime, when people are wearing light clothes and light jackets into the summer, so you won't be able to hide it forever. But again, they'll learn when that time get here, because it definitely won't come directly out of my mouth unless they get suspicious and they ask. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Now, if you notice something, notice a change in me, you notice a mood change, or you notice weight gain, or my face getting fatter, whatever, and you come up to me like, Sandra, you ain't pregnant again, I'm like, yeah. Because I'll be waiting on somebody to say anything negative so I can set them straight real quick. So yeah, I'm not going to deny it if they ask me, but I'm definitely not going to volunteer the information. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping this discreet, but I'm going to try to find ways to vlog a little quieter, because I know it's really hard to hear me through the background noise of driving in this car, because I'm on a highway. Plus I'm driving way past speed limit at this time. Not way past speed limit, but I'm driving past speed limit enough that if the cops catch my butt, I'm gonna be pulled over. That's why I keep looking, making sure that they not in my view anywhere, because I only got 30 minutes to get my tail home and log in before I be late, thanks to being up at this clinic for so long. So alright ladies, I'm going to go ahead and attach the results to this to the end of this video clipping, and I'll see you guys again next week after my third beta, okay? Mwah. Sticky baby dust to all of you ladies. Bye. Okay guys, so I just got my text message telling me my results is in. Remember, my first beta was 227, so we need to make sure that number double. I haven't did any home tests since my beta, so I don't know if the lines were getting dark or anything. Let's go ahead and check. I'm trying to see the mouse in the what's the name, and it's hard to do because I can't see the mouse. Okay, here we go. Okay, it went up. Look at that. All I needed was it to go to 560, and it went to 955. So it pretty much quadruple, because it was 227. Yeah. So you multiply 227 times 4, That's 908. Yep, it quadrupled, so it went up. So I think the baby is snugged in pretty tight there. Let me read their message. Messages. Instruction as of November the 16th, which is today. It said, good news, your HCG levels rose appropriately. Please continue taking your medication as you have been and return to the office on November the 24th for your level HCG in my first OB Sono. If you are currently taking Synthroid, please call the front desk to add a TSH level to your blood draw next week. This hormone level 1 can change when you are pregnant, and we want to determine if your doses need to be adjusted. Congrats again, Janet. Okay, ladies, as you can see, my numbers doubled, and we're just gonna wait until the 24th to have my first sono and final beta. Talk to you guys then. Mwah.